How much would you pay to have your home monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without paying a single dollar a month in subscriptions? Because today, I'm going to show you a solar security camera that promises exactly that: 2K resolution, color night vision, and a battery so large that the sun keeps it powered all year long. But of course, not everything that glitters is gold. In this video, I'll tell you if the JOOAN 2K Solar really delivers on its promises, what its flaws are, how much it costs, and if it's truly worth your money. There's something that tells me a lot about a product before I even turn it on, and that's how it's packaged and how solid it feels in your hand. Because if a company pays attention to those details, they usually take care of the rest as well. When you open the box of the JOOAN 2K Solar, the first thing you notice is that the design is clean and simple. It's a compact, all-white bullet camera with 4 front LEDs that handle both lighting and generating the color night vision. It's not a camera that rotates, nor does it have a motorized zoom. It's fixed, which means you have to aim it correctly from the moment you install it, because wherever you point it, that's where it will always look. That's not a bad thing, you just have to keep it in mind. In the box, you get the camera, the solar panel, an 80cm Type-C power cable, the mounting bracket, the bag of screws, and the instruction manual. The solar panel is one of the most attractive features of this camera. It gives you the ability to install it in places where you don't have access to an outlet, which opens up a lot of options. A corner of the garden, the garage entrance, the side of the house, places where you'd normally have to hire someone to run a cable. And speaking of durability, this camera has an IP66 certification, which is the same one used by professional security cameras. That means rain, dust, humidity, and sudden changes in temperature. This camera is designed to withstand all of that without any issues. For me, that's essential for any outdoor equipment, because a good image is useless if it stops working after 3 months of rain. Installation is simple. Find a good spot with sun exposure, drill the holes in the wall, screw in the bracket, and you're done, with no need to call a technician and no cables running through walls. And before you permanently install it, I recommend testing the Wi-Fi signal in the exact spot where you want to put it, because this camera only works with 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, and if the signal is weak there, you'll have interruptions that have nothing to do with the camera, but with your network. If you've made it this far, it's because you're seriously thinking about improving your home security, and that already says a lot about you. The link is in the description. Let's start with the most important thing, the image. This camera records in 2K HD resolution with 3 megapixels. To give you an idea of what that means in practice, it's the difference between seeing a blurry figure moving in front of your door and being able to clearly identify that person's face or read a car's license plate. Now let's talk about power, which to me is the most important feature of this camera. It runs on a solar panel and a built-in battery. The concept is simple. The sun charges the battery during the day, and that battery keeps the camera running at night or on cloudy days. Let's move on to connectivity. This camera connects exclusively via 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. Here's something many people don't know. 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi has a longer range than 5 GHz. It penetrates walls better, and it's more stable over long distances. And as for storage, you have 2 options. The first is a micro SD card of up to 128 gigabytes. The second option is the cloud, which does have an extra cost, but it gives you the advantage of accessing your recordings from anywhere, even if the camera is stolen or damaged. Finally, the app. Everything is managed from the Cam 720 app, available on both iOS and Android. From there, you can watch live video, review past recordings, set up alerts, and even talk to whoever is in front of the camera thanks to two-way audio. And if you don't have internet at the moment, you can also connect directly to the camera in access point mode, which means you can view it even if your Wi-Fi is down. I find that feature very useful, and not many cameras at this price point have it. Look, going over the specs is fine, but what really matters is how this camera performs when you put it to work in the real world. Let's start with night vision, which for me is the most important test I give to any security camera. And here the JOOAN gives us a pleasant surprise. It has color night vision, which sets it apart from most cheap cameras that only show you a black and white image at night. Plus, it has a monochrome mode available if you prefer to prioritize detail in very low light conditions. You decide which one to use from the app. Now let's talk about motion detection, which is where many budget cameras fail miserably. Imagine getting 50 notifications a day because a tree moved in the wind or because a bird flew by. That's not security, that's a nightmare. And here, the JOOAN does something smart. It uses PIR technology combined with human detection, which means the camera is designed to distinguish between a person's movement and the movement of other things. And speaking of notifications, the alert system works in real time. You open the Cam 720 app, watch the live video, and if you need to talk to whoever's there, you can do it thanks to the two-way audio. It's like having a smart intercom installed in any corner of your property. The Cam 720 app is quite intuitive. Now, here comes the part where I have to be completely honest with you, because that's what I'm known for doing. This camera has limitations that you should know about before buying it. First, it doesn't record 24 hours continuously with the SD card. It records by events, that is, when it detects motion. If you want continuous recording, you need cloud storage, which has an extra cost. Second, it only works with 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, so if your router doesn't broadcast on that band, or the signal doesn't reach the installation point well, you'll have connection issues. And third, the cable between the solar panel and the camera is short, just 80 centimeters, so the location must be well thought out from the start. Well, we've reached the moment of truth, and I know many of you scrolled straight here to see if this camera is worth it or not. I totally get it, I do it too, so I'll get straight to the point. The price of the Jordan 2K Solar on AliExpress is around $20. Take a moment to think about that. For the price of 2 medium pizzas, you're putting a solar security camera with 2K image, color night vision, human detection, and two-way audio on the outside of your house. That, objectively, is a value proposition that's hard to ignore. Now for what I don't like, because that also needs to be said, the solar panel cable, at just 80 centimeters, limits installation flexibility quite a bit, and it's something I would have preferred to be longer. Continuous recording isn't available with an SD card. It only records by events, which for some could be a real drawback. So who is this camera for? It's perfect for anyone who wants a basic but functional security solution without spending much money. Who is it not for? If you need 24-hour continuous recording without depending on the cloud. If the spot where you want to install it has little sunlight or a lot of shade, I wouldn't recommend it as a first choice either. My personal verdict, for what it costs, this camera delivers more than it promises. If you go in with realistic expectations, you'll be satisfied. And if you ask me if I'd put it in my house, the answer is yes, without a doubt, especially in those corners where running a cable would be a headache. And that's all.